Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Farlands or Bust. Skeleton taking damage or bust. And, oh, there he goes. We just saw him poof out of existence. Right, Wolfie? But yeah, welcome back to Farlands or Bust. This is... Woof, yes, I know. This is episode 547. Hold on a second. My notepad is getting overtaken by another window. There was some overlappage going on, so I need to underlap it so that I can actually read it. Because we all know how much I require assistance from my notepad. But yeah, welcome to episode 547 of Farlands or Bust. Wolfie's ready to get going, a little bit antsy. So we are going to get going. Let's get a little bit of food for him as well. Today... Whoops, swing and a miss. Strike two. There we go. Today is Tuesday, January 5th, 2016. Come on, Wolfie. One more time. Watch your step. These pigs, the pigs in the 2016 are all dry. That's a shame. But, yeah, we are continuing today to walk to the Farlands here, westwardly in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 in this Minecraft world that we started all the way back in March of 2011. So coming up on the 5-year mark, which is insane, but that's beside the point. What is the point is that we're also working on 5 years raising money for Child's Play charity over at farlandsorbust.com. We are currently at 18,390. Trying to raise $60,000 for Season 6, and then when we raise that goal is when I will finally press F3 during a Flobathon live stream celebration over on the Twitch channel. But until then, it's all YouTube videos all the way, and you guys just keep going to farlandsorbust.com to donate right there on the homepage. Like I mentioned in the last episode, might have to think of a few, we got some really good donations and a nice jump in donations there at the end of the year for the Kurt J. Tat initiative, which is something else I'll be planning for this year. Got to start thinking of some other ideas, maybe a monthly thing of similar nature. Perhaps not a tattoo each time, or else I'm going to run out of skin by the end of the year. But yeah, we'll try to think of some different things here to get the proverbial Farlands or Bust ball rolling, and get more money to Child's Play charity to help kids in hospitals around the world. That's what Child's Play charity does. Learn more at childsplaycharity.org. I think I've done this before. I've got like a script down. All right. Hopefully this pig is wet. Now let's hope he isn't also dry. He is. He was a dry, wet pig. That's unfortunate. So yeah, we're continuing on here. We got a whole bunch of questions to answer from donors. I hope everybody had a good... I already said that. Yeah, the last episode was already New Year's. So alright. I hope your new year continues to be good. Hopefully it started out good. Ah, more pigs. So far, the year 2016 is rife with pigs, but they all seem to be dry. Come on, Wolfie. Wolfie on a hunt. There we go. Now we're up. I like to keep 4 Wolfie treats with me at all times. I think that's about enough to get him back to full health in the event of catastrophe. I'm carrying around the iron chest plate. I should have made a new sword as well the last episode. Because my sword's getting woof. Yeah, I know it is. It's a little bit worn there. These iron swords certainly aren't made like the diamond swords that stick around from the spawn point to episode 500-ish. So that's a durability issue right there. I don't know if perhaps I've been more reckless with it as well. The diamond sword of spawn pointiness. For those of you who don't know, I had a diamond sword since March 2011 that I had been carrying around up until the beginning of this season because it was about to die. And I figured I would preserve it for all of time at the last F3 monument instead of carrying it with me and having it break unceremoniously. So, yeah, that's where the diamond sword of spawn pointiness rests. But this iron sword of Season 6-ness is It's a little bit disappointing. I need to send it in for some, what's the word I'm looking for? Warranty repairs. Which in this version of the game you can't repair. No repairing of items, unfortunately. That's alright. We are going to hop in a boat, though. And continue on. Continue on, indeed. Some nice terrain. Ooh, nice floating island. We all like the floating islands, don't we? It's got a tree on it. Oh, it's kind of a weird one. Well, I mean, they're all weird, technically, but this one, being over water is kind of a weird thing. Usually it's like the terrain generation imagines it's going to be making a mountain, but then doesn't connect it to the ground. That one is just a random piece of clod of dirt just floating above the ocean. Fun fact, clod of dirt was my nickname in high school. Oh, man. Oh. So yeah, let's, did I just drop something? I feel like I just dropped something. I pressed F. Oh no, F does the fog distance thing. Alright, never mind. Ooh, foggy. Alright, there we go, that's better. Let's, disembark here. There we go. And continue on. I'm full up on... Oh, I ran out of coal. That's interesting. Not that I use coal for much things, but I was going to say, my sticks, all these boats I'm breaking, that's the only reason I have sticks is from all these boats. Let's answer some questions from Child's Play charity donors. When you donate to Child's Play charity, you can ask a question in the comment box, and then get it read and perhaps answered. Just like these folks are. Although this one's a weird one. Horsey. Horsey has a very strange question. I own some underpants with monkeys and bananas on them that I have owned since the year 2001. Ow! Careful, Wolfie, careful, Wolfie, careful, Wolfie. Oh, you just totally nosedived off of that thing. Good job. So sorry to keep you in suspense about the underpants question, but I've owned them since the year 2001. They have holes in them, and the edges are all frayed. My girlfriend does not understand that most men have such relics of the past living in their drawers, including their drawers. My question is to you, good sir, what is the oldest item of clothing you own? And should I listen to my girlfriend and return my underpants back to the earth from whence they came? Return them to the earth. I'm pretty sure they're not biodegradable in that fashion, but oldest, I own... Yeah, I own some old drawers, I suppose. I'm trying to think. I own some old belts. I mean, belts tend to be something that, as long as your waistline doesn't change drastically, will last quite a while. Yeah, I don't know that I own anything from, like, a decade, though. Yeah, a decade is kind of long. I just ordered some new socks, because my old ones had a bunch of holes in them. And they've been relegated to dust rags. But, yeah, I don't know that I own... Yeah, some t-shirts. I own some old t-shirts, like, that have stuff on them. Although yeah, a lot of stuff I got rid of when I moved. I own a lot of old, like, threadless t-shirts, like, from, like, the early days of threadless. I don't know, they're not worth anything. They're t-shirts. They're like, ooh, first edition. Nobody cares about your used t-shirts. Owned a bunch of that stuff. But even that was, when did threadless start to get big? Like, 2004, 2005? So yeah, I own some, like, t-shirts... Or stuff, but no, not really, not too much. That, you know, at least within 5 years, perhaps 6 or so. But I've recently kind of gone through and adjusted the wardrobe, I've mentioned this a while ago, to be a little bit less college and more adult-ish, I guess, in the last 4 or 5 years. So yeah, no, I don't. Not too terrible. Not 2001. That's weird. You should obtain some new base layers, as it were. So yeah, that was a weird question. Never got that one before. I've gotten the Boxers a Brief question many a time, but that's a new one. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't really like think of the oldest item of clothing I own. Some of my Converse are pretty old, but even those get replaced if they start like falling apart or whatever. I'll throw them away or whatever. The pair of jeans I'm wearing are old only because I like wear them every day. They are these the salvage denim. I must have had them since perhaps even they can't be 5 years. Wolfie just pushed me off the ledge there. I don't know that they're 5 years. Actually, they might be because I started getting into that stuff at or around the time I started YouTube, or even a little bit beforehand. Yeah, these ones might be 5 years old. And I pretty much wear them almost every day. They are well worn. You know, they started out as like salvaged, really deep indigo blue jeans, and now they're all worn in and kind of ripping and fraying at certain points. It's kind of unfortunate because they fit so well. But let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. Oh! Ow! Under attackness. We are under attack. Oh, from all angles. We're flanked. We're getting flanked. There's a creeper off in the distance. All right, serpentine, serpentine, serpentine. Careful, Wolfie, careful, Wolfie, careful, Wolfie. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. How are those? Okay, you better burn to death. Wolfie thinks so. I think that might... Does that bed have an arrow in it now? That bed is no good. No, it's got it. No, it's got it on the side. All right, well, that's interesting. Those will be there forever and a day. So yeah, these jeans are pretty old. I actually own... I purchased these jeans. I'm like, oh, these fit really good. They are from Left Field, New York City. My only problem with the Left Field brand, they fit really good, is that the pockets are really shallow, which was a serious problem when I upgraded to the Nexus 6. Still a little bit of a problem now that I'm on the Nexus 5X. Phones, speaking about large phones fitting in the front pockets. Around the same time, I purchased a second pair of jeans, salvage denim from Left Field, but I don't wear them that much at all, so they're almost like new and pristine, and they're really stiff and uncomfortable. So I always wear these because they're worn in, and they're all, they're frayed and whiskered to my movement, and yeah, they're gonna start to have problems eventually, but they're so comfy. So yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. I should do a better job of rotating my jeans. But anyway, of course now, actually in the last year, I haven't been wearing them every day because during the summer, I actually switched to shorts, short pants, pantalones de los muertos. Because in the summer here, it's well above 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So shorts have been a thing I was wearing. Although those are new, I had to buy them because I previously didn't own shorts. So yeah, maybe these jeans are perhaps the most worn, not really the oldest, but the most worn regular piece of clothing that I continue to wear. But thanks for the donation and the very strange and unusual and unique question. We've got a question here from Cone Dodger. This was a couple. He donates according to his iRacing season. And this was a little bit ago, but he's asked, has there ever been a case in your life of you shouldn't meet your heroes and been disappointed by something or someone you once thought was great? Wolf. I can't say I've really ever met my heroes in that regard. Gluten? I loved gluten so much, but it treats me so poorly. No. Yeah, I'm not. Today is the question of, or the episode of unanswerable questions, and the not sure. I can't really come up with an answer to that. Really exciting stuff. yeah, no, I can't say I've ever really met any heroes or had any significant disappointments like that. It kind of depends on you having heroes, or or having looking up or to people or things. I really don't. I don't have very many role models at all. Either like real people in my life, like family or whatever, or close. I don't really have any close friends or close people to the family. Nor do I. I don't really have any sort of fandom to major sports people, or just pop culture icons or anything, really. I don't really put much weight into that stuff, so I guess maybe that's a defensive move on my part. I don't know, so that I'm never disappointed by my heroes, because I have none. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't quite say I have ever. Ever have I ever. But I appreciate your continued support, Cone Dodger, for Child's Play charity, for our Lands of Bust, and our continued back and forthedness in Formula One, which today the race has gone up. Yeah, we were racing in Singapore, a great track, and some interesting times had there during our Formula One season, which continues to go strong. And strangely enough, I know I'm going to jinx it here, but for whatever reason, the past 5 or 6 episodes kept getting content IDs from Codemasters on them. This week's none. Nope, just totally ignored. I have no idea what the heck's going on there. Get on your game, Codemasters. And then they helped me out and released the claims and sent me a tweet. They're like, "Here you go, Kurt. Sorry for the issues." I'm like, "Thanks." And then the previous weeks, I'm like, "Hey guys, it happened again," and not a word back. So they're a very fickle bunch, they, them, but anyway, that's beside the point. Let's see here. Alexander asks, I feel like I've answered this one before. What the problem with having so many questions is that I tend to answer them out of order, and then I forget which ones I've answered in previous episodes. But this one from Alexander asks, what value, idea, or ethic would improve Western society were to be popularly held? Is there a popularly held idea that would be improved by discarding? Probably discarding that sort of celebrity hero worship, sort of fanaticism that kind of grips Western society, I believe. What would improve? Probably ethic, idea, quality, probably more environmental. I was recently looking at the quote from, speaking of heroes, I guess, from Carl Sagan, this pale blue dot. I was just looking up the quote about, if the pale blue dots were suspended in a sunbeam and, there's nowhere for us to go, and the Earth is where we make our stand for the time being, and there's no one out there to help us. All those really, I was looking for really neat quotes, perhaps tattoo ideas, and he says that shouldn't be like a scary thing or whatever. I can't remember the exact wordage, but it should be a source of inspiration and more. It should inspire people to be kinder to each other and kinder to our pale blue dot, because it's the only one we know. So that sort of ethic, that sort of mindset, the global mindset, which perhaps is influenced by even having a universal, a cosmic mindset for a grander scheme of things, I suppose, would help all of society, in my personal opinion, I feel. But that, I think, kind of answers that question. Kind of difficult. Woo! Well, Capital Wolfie! Kind of difficult to say one specific thing or the other is going to fix or make better this, that, or the other. But I don't see how that would hurt, generally. So, yeah, I'll go with that. That was a good question. Alexander, sorry if I answered that twice. You get two answers for the money. 2 for 1. It's a twofer. This one from Danny L. What scares you the most? In very many forms. Probably, this is a weird answer, but probably people. Just people in general. We can take this many ways. It used to be, growing up as a kid or whatever, I was scared of the dark or scared of ghosts or monsters or whatever under the bed and bumps in the night. It has since transformed to when I hear a bump in the night, instead of being like, oh, there's a monster or a demon out to get to me, it's oh, somebody's going to murder me for my TV or something. So there's that kind of self-preservation fear, and then there is kind of also the social anxiety fear of meeting new people or being in large groups or in uncomfortable situations or unexpected uncomfortable situations. I feel like that is kind of my Achilles heel is, if I have enough preparation time, if I know what I'm going into, if I'm going to a place and I know there's going to be 8 other people there, and these are the people I do know, and these are the people I don't know, then I usually do all right. But if I go to a place and then suddenly, oh, there are many more people here, or a different group of people here than you were informed of previously, then that's when the alarms go off. So yeah, there's that sort of fear as well. What is going on here? We're digging through the thicket. Gotta get out our machete. There we go. We're free. So there's that as well, and then let me make an elevated hidey hole, and I'll tell you about the third kind of scared of people aspect of this answer. There we go. If I may, boop, and boop, and yeah. Whoa, look at that! I totally missed that because I was digging through the thicket. Neat. Let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. Woo! And continuing on this. So yeah, there's the fear of potential harm. Scared of people. There's the social anxiety, scared of people aspect, and then there's the how can I frame this? The societal? Is that a word? Society. The having the global perspective I recently just talked about. There's the people as a whole scared of, say, the future for the people and that I belong to, the people, the earth, the group of people, the leaderships, the populations, the opinions, everything that's going on is maybe not scared. It's worrying. It's disappointing sometimes. I try not to go completely misanthropic about it, but yeah, there's that aspect of it too. Most recently, 2016 has not been in the first 5 days has not shown its best in that regard. There's the whole presidential thing going on, which stirs the pot. You got what's going on in the Middle East, and hey ho, Saudi Arabia. Good job of really kicking things up a notch to the It's not like we're in the medieval times or anything, is it? But there's that. That's all going on, and then now we got these wingnuts in Oregon, who I suppose if you haven't heard, there's a militia, quote unquote, aka white men with guns, who have occupied a federal building and a wildlife refuge or something, a wilderness refuge in Oregon, over complete ridiculousness. 2 of their friends were caught illegally poaching and then starting wildfires to cover up their tracks, and they were sentenced to prison. And they're like, no, that's unjust. This is the stand we're going to take. So a bunch of jerk butts with guns, these open carry wackos decide that they're a militia and they're going to start camping out there and take over the federal lands. And of course, everybody I follow on Twitter, at least I know, is of the same mind, because they're all like, why aren't we calling these people terrorists? And, okay, what? Good job, people. What are you possibly doing out there? And it's just another exclamation point on the whole gun debate and whatever, and it's like that sort of stuff. The fact that those people, speaking of the people part of it, exist, and they make a lot of noise, and then like the media people label them differently than if they were of different colored skin or if they were of a different nationality. These are activists, they're being called in a lot of the headlines. A militia. Or protests. They're not even calling them protesters. They're calling them activists, as opposed to different people would have been called protesters or troublemakers or terrorists in the same situation. So it's just really disappointing, and it's... Can I say something? It's Rant J-Mac time. These open carry nuts, who are all, okay, they're a militia. They're using a word, that is mentioned in the Second Amendment. A militia, they're claiming that they're fighting against a tyrannical government or an unjust government, and they are an organized and under the constitutional rights, a legal militia, and they're taking a stand. Well, where were they? Where were you guys during, say, Occupy Wall Street, which, in my estimation, was probably the biggest and perhaps the greatest chance of an actual stand against an unjust system, against both the banks and the government that is greased by them. Where were they during that? When the police were cracking teenagers' heads open in the streets and putting them in, mass jails, and collaborating with these higher-ups in Wall Street as opposed to the government, and they quickly and very effectively shut down Occupy Wall Street. In that regard, where were all these militias during those sort of things, or during all of the protests that happened at these G8 summits and whatever? Where were they during that? If that's truly your defense of your Second Amendment to defend yourself against an occupying army or an unjust government, where were you during those situations? Where were you during Black Lives Matter? I suppose they did. They actually did show up, but then they stood on the side of the police, which was the government. So it's, oh man, it's... That is the sort of thing that, if you want to ask Danny L. what scares me most, is just the fact that keeps happening, and it's hard to just... I can't reason with it, and we shouldn't reason with it, and I planned to talk about this beforehand, I made the decision, but I even, worry about even bringing it up gives it notoriety, gives it, what's the word I'm looking for? It gives it, what's the word I'm looking for? That thing, it gives it credence, it gives it, substance, whereas... maybe not mentioning it or just leaving it alone, lets it just blow away, dust in the wind, nobody cares sort of thing. I don't know. It's an interesting start to the year. It's really just stuff that continually happens. It's not really any denotion of any calendar flipping or anything like that. But yeah, that, if I could go on a way wild out tangent, that is what scares me. But thanks. What makes me feel good is all this support for charity, for myself and others that I see in, say, the Farlander community, in a lot of communities out there, in the Mindcrack community, all that money we raised for charity during the Mindcrack Marathon lately. $250,000 raised in the latest Zeldathon that just ended. MC Gamer and his whole crew. That's crazy awesome. So there is bright stuff to try to concentrate on, but it's really hard not to be distracted or enraged or whatever, or just frustrated of some of the not so great news. But yeah, hopefully we can be a little bit, like I said, less stress. Just because you want to have less stress and perhaps be more positive doesn't mean you still can't take stands or have opinions or educate about the bad stuff. But 2016, stress-free, relaxed, raising money for Child's Play charity, getting a tattoo or two, all that stuff. Browsing Craigslist for cars you can't afford. That's my 2016 in a nutshell so far. Oh, man. Where is the sun, by the way? I feel like it's going to set soon. Let's see here. Oh, that one I already answered was about the snow in Arizona. I think I already answered that. Oh, we've got a global warming question, so let's get to that one maybe in the next episode. Oh, brother. Pocket Rifty asked, how would you deal with your doppelganger? My doppelganger? I can't say I've ever met a doppelganger or seen a doppelganger. There was a kid who kind of looked a lot like me in high school, and there were some jokes thrown about how we looked similar, but he was far more popular and successful than I was, so that didn't last very long. How would you deal if you met your doppelganger? I'd kiss him on the lips. No. I have no idea. I'd probably be like, neat, take a picture, become famous on Imager, and then walk away from the situation. I don't know. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Probably the same way I react to like seeing myself in video or something like that. Or like, shock and amazement. What are you scared of? Good go. Oh man, positivity, 2016, stress-free, happiness, charity, and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. I can't say. I can't say that it's not something I. Aren't there like websites? There was like a recent article that went around where like you're supposed to like find your non-related twin, and there's like websites that like help you do that through like algorithms and stuff like that. And there was an article about these Norwegian or something women who found each other who look like exactly alike, but they have literally zero relation whatsoever. Stuff like that exists. I'm not going out of my way to try to find any Kurt J. Mac doppelgangers or anything. Bloop. But yeah, we had a wide range of interesting questions, which you can add to plug by going to farlandserbust.com and donating to Child's Play charity. And then look at that face. Those are two eyes and a big old mouth. He is shocked at this lava pool in front of him, or that's his tongue. Neat. We found a face, everybody. We'll get a better look at it in the morning in the next episode. But yeah, farlandserbust.com. Donate to Child's Play charity. Ask a question, any question. As you can see, I'm answering them all, and that will be answered in a future episode of Farlands or Bust. And we appear to have started to make our hidey hole in an underground lake, so that can't happen. Let's move over a little bit. Let's maybe go in this side of the mountain. Are you already sitting down, Wolfie? Yeah, you are. Let's get you a little bit closer just to make sure we can hear you woof in the morning. Bloop, 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 bloop. There we go. All right, now we can properly do it. And above and beyond, obviously getting your question answered, you're helping get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world, which is what Child's Play charity does. And it makes me feel less scared of people, because you guys, the Farlanders, are awesome and very generous in that regard, and I do appreciate it. Moving forward into the new year, I'm looking forward to reaching our $60,000 goal and having another stress-free and fun Farland flobathon, and pressing F3 to see How many more million blocks maybe we've walked? I hope we're gonna... Well, we gotta be... It's gotta be over 3 million by the time we press F3 the next time. I hope it's not that much more, because that would mean it takes a lot more time to raise our goal, but... Yeah, looking forward to that. And, yeah. Whoops, I've already had a couple boats. That's alright, we're boated up. Woof, yeah, I know, Wolfie. We're getting to sleep. We're ending the episode. Thanking everybody for watching. My name is Kurt. His name is Wolfie. I will see you next time. A